Hey everyone, Dina and Katie here. Thanks for requesting to hear from us. So TGA, Transient Global Amnesia. The good news is it's not as scary as it sounds, is it, Katie?
No, and it's not to be confused with TGI, which is something quite scary and quite different. So TGA is an amnesia related to a specific event.
Yeah, a bit of background. So I personally started running an ice bath or a cold water certificate about 4 or 5 years ago, specifically for oxygen advantage instructors. As it became more popular, TGA was always on the radar, but we'd never spoken to anyone, or we haven't experienced it ourselves. When we started teaching it, we started talking about it, and we started coming across it more and more. And more recently, we've had 3 coaches ring us to discuss the event as it was happening. So we wanted to get it out there.
And also to ask us, whether what they were doing to look after the patient was right. And so we feel that it's something that people should be made aware of. And also just to reassure people that it can be quite scary when it's happening, but there are some things that you can put in place to make sure that the patient and you are well looked after.
Yeah, reassuring the patient or the client patient is number one, supporting them. My background is as a lifeguard, so if there is any medical problems at one of your events, we do advocate to people to ring an ambulance, because you can always cancel an ambulance.
Do you want to talk a little bit about more what TGA is first?
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the rest of the month.
Yes, just giving the background. Go for TGA. I'm going to include the information about what TGA is, Transient Global Amnesia. But I think the experience and the discussion is that we're seeing this more and more, and our feeling is that people. The practices are becoming more popular. Some of our coaches knew about it, some of our coaches didn't. So if we can get people out there, we can potentially save a fair bit of panic and stress.
Yeah, and it's we think that, obviously people love to push their limits, and people do sometimes see ice bathing, saunas as competitive, or perhaps they're keen to advance way beyond what is necessary to keep it optimal. But we'll just explain. TGA is a response to a stressful event, and ice baths could be a stressful event, a sauna could be a stressful event, sexual intercourse could be stressful, something significant in terms of grief. All of those events could be something that could trigger TGA, Transient Global Amnesia. It's important to realize that this amnesia is not as a result of somebody being banged on the head. It's something that happens as a shock to the system. And that can be many events, but ice baths could definitely be one of them. And that's why we're seeing this occur more and more after people are
more likely
in the cold.
Come across with older people.
So it's typically seen in people over 50. Obviously, we understand that there's all sorts of things that can contribute to this, and so it's not exclusive to people over 50, but seen more in people over 50. That is not old, by the way. It's also worth noting that the person that is experiencing this will have a short-term memory loss. So they won't remember what's just happened. They may start sounding a little bit incoherent, a little bit dazed, a little bit confused, but they will still know their name, they will still know where they live, and they still will be able to refer to things that occurred a long time ago. So definitely not a bang on the head. They haven't had any concussion or anything. It's triggered by a stressful event, and it results in short-term memory loss. The chances are, if you've coached someone through an ice bath and they've got home and they're experiencing this, they won't even know that they've had the ice bath.
Yeah, and the working hypothesis is the more stress you put yourself under, the more likely your body is to have one of these events. We are seeing, as I said earlier, an increase in these modalities. We're getting feedback from our coaches, so we just wanted to share that information. So if it does happen to someone you're supporting, you're able to care for this person during this stressful situation, because they'll be looking for guidance.
Good news. It's absolutely temporary. usually resets itself within 24 hours, mostly sooner. Reassurance is key. If you know about this and the symptoms are exactly as we described, short-term memory loss, a little bit of dazed and confusion has come as a result of a shocking event, you can make the person comfortable. You can tell them that it's likely to be something that will reset itself, and providing that you feel comfortable doing that. Now, if the person is panicking, of course, what you want to do is sit them down. You want to do all of the things that will slow them down. Breath work. Make sure they're breathing slowly. But of course, you can call an ambulance, you can get somebody checked out, and if that makes you feel better and them feel better, you should absolutely do that. Dean will always tell you to call an ambulance first. You can cancel it if you don't need it.
Yeah, awesome. Guys, hope this helps. I think the background's far more important than the information that we'll send as well. Reach out if you have any questions, or if you've experienced this. We'd love to hear about it, because we're collating data.